Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria 3, where we are about to deal with this Bornean secession, which of course will be vaguely annoying, but not really that big of a deal, all things considered. We do have this railway in North Borneo, which is not going to be done before they secede, but I think that they are going to retain this unless they cancel it, which is a theoretical possibility. Also, I would be interested in theoretically attacking China soon-ish. I mean, we are currently, I think... Do we have a defensive pact here? No, we don't. We have a trade agreement. Is that preventing us from doing any sort of capture state? We're already fighting in a war. Are we? I don't think we're fighting in a war, to be honest. I'm not sure where that's coming from. We are not fighting in a war. Okay. Are we in this? Oh, we're in... How did we get in this? This is Egypt versus the Turkish uprising. I guess it's... Oh, I see. Cars over here. Right, I remember now. So these rebelled at the same time as the Turkish uprising out over here. And actually, we've not taken this over. So we should probably think about doing that. The 7th Russian National Guard could certainly be sent over here. We would need to send this fleet, and I guess we'll do that. That means that we're going to be delayed a bit on the Bornean secession. Alternatively, we could split this fleet, and that's maybe not the worst idea. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to transfer out like half of these units. So this is going to be 26, and it's going to be how many? We've got 49, so like 24. Okay. We move those over. We cannot split the formation because it's involved in an ongoing naval... Okay. So we have to cancel this. Which apparently we can't do. Okay. That's exciting. Do we have to do it from here? Yes. Okay. Cancel naval invasion. That works. Now we need to split this fleet. Okay. So this we wanted to be at 26 and 24. And then they would move right on over. Okay, so there we go. Now we can send our National Guard to go do a naval invasion out over here, using one of these fleets. This one would be absolutely fine. Then, when Borneo secedes, we can send one of our full armies over to deal with that. Or we could send over... Well, it doesn't really matter either way. I would like these guys, or rather, these guys... Nope. You're traveling to the Baltic HQ? Okay, I'd like to deploy to a sea node. But for now, we'll just position... Actually, we'll station you guys down in the Borneo HQ. Okay, so the Bornean secession is going to happen very soon. I didn't realize that this had also seceded out over here, and I also didn't realize that it got grouped together with the Turkish uprising in Egypt. So that is definitely good to know. We are actually fighting in that war, so that is fine. We're going to begin to work on getting this naval invasion done, although our organization here is pretty low. Okay. So oh my, that's a lot of production methods. Publicly traded for a lot of things. Yep, and 10% minting. So that's fine. The Bornean has seceded. So that's absolutely fine. Now, these guys are heading to the Baltic HQ. I don't actually want them to head to that HQ. And I think they're going to have to turn around and go back to the Manchuria HQ, and then once they arrive there, deploy to this sea node. I think that's how this is going to end up working. Okay. Now, as far as the landing progress over here goes, I think we might have to wait until our ships actually arrive. Egypt is proposing this peace deal. Why would we revoke claims on the Turkish uprising? No, we do not accept this peace deal. Get out of here with that. Absolutely not. That is not going to be a thing. Okay, so I'm going to mobilize this army. And that will be expensive. These guys are stationed. Okay, that looks good. And I want to plan a naval invasion of North Borneo, which apparently we can't do yet. Ah, yes, that's true. These guys have not actually finished their diplomatic play. That would make sense. So we'll give that some time. That's fine. This is going to be expensive. I shouldn't have deployed these this quickly, but whatever. Actually, we should probably unmobilize some, now that I think about it. We should. We should unmobilize them, and we'll mobilize a different army if they're not fully demobilized by then. We want to save the money, so that'll be fine. We have this fleet on its way over, and that looks absolutely fine. We are not going to be revoking these Russian claims. That is not a thing that we're going to do. We would accept revoking Egyptian claims. They keep jumping back and forth here. We don't want to revoke these claims. I think all we need to do right now, though, is we need to get our fleet in position here and invade. So that'll be fine. No problem whatsoever there. As far as the Manchurian, or not Manchurian, rather the Bruneian uprising goes, that will be done fairly soon. So that's ticking forward nicely. No problem whatsoever there. These guys cannot be remobilized for another 51 days, and that's understood. So this is going to be breaking out soon enough. I don't want to mobilize until it actually breaks out. Ukraine sided with Austria. Okay, that's fine. We don't actually care about that. And we're not making any landing progress here right now. Our organization is plenty high, though, and we should be making landing progress fairly soon. Our fleet will arrive eventually. So that all looks good. No problem there. I just didn't realize that these guys had rebelled as well. So that's my own fault, obviously. War with the Brunei Uprising has broken out. Checking in on these guys. I'm pretty sure they can't be remobilized. Yeah, 25 days. I'm going to mobilize these guys, and we are going to plan a naval invasion, but we're going to need a commander here. We'll put in this intelligentsia guy, and we'll promote him on up to be about there. Okay. Now we're going to plan a naval invasion of North Borneo with... Oh, this fleet has no commander. Okay, so we're going to need to put in a commander here. We'll do the Petit Bourgeoisie, I guess. Sure, why not? And we'll boost him on up a bit. There we go. That'll be fine. And now we can plan that naval invasion. There we go. So it'll take them 4 weeks to get there. That is understood. So off they go. Okay, so the following war goals were enforced on Turkey: crush the Turkish secession, and nothing else. Beautiful. So we did not end up giving up any of that. As far as the Borneo, well, the timing there is awkward, right? The timing there is quite awkward. Romania is improving relations with us, sure. But the reason that the timing is awkward is that if that had happened slightly earlier, then our National Guard would have been able to be deployed down here. But I think this is fine. It's reasonably okay. I don't know what's going on with this Russian army down here that just keeps appearing. I'm going to get rid of it. And now it's at +1. I don't know what's going on here. I'm just going to get rid of it, and I'm going to disband. We don't actually want it. Okay, so war with communist Finland has broken out, and we're going to send the National Guard up to go deal with that. But honestly, Finland has got that under control. But as long as they're mobilized, they might as well head over. Just in case. But yeah, Finland should have that absolutely under control. So no problem there. We are going to be starting up our naval invasion down here quite soon. The first Brunei Uprising army is going to be absolutely no match for the third Russian army. That's for sure. But our organization needs to come up. So that's okay. We are gaining a fair amount of organization. Actually, we're gaining quite a lot of organization. So that is going up rather quickly. We should be seeing these invasions begin shortly. As far as this situation up here goes, yeah, communist Finland is already under control. Seems great. And we'll just crush these internal issues here. No problem at all. So as far as this invasion of Brunei goes, we should be done with that fairly soon. We're waiting for the invading army to recover organization. Yeah. So we're currently at about 60. I'm not sure what the requirement of organization is to begin this. But we are waiting for that. That is what we are waiting on. And that's understandable. So that's absolutely fine. We're still at about 60% organization here. Sure. It is going up reasonably quickly, though. So that is okay. We'll get that done eventually. We can probably demobilize our Russian National Guard at this point. It's going to be a while before all of these wars are completed, so we're going to hold off on that. I'm interested in potentially attacking China, although I wonder what it would take to actually take these remaining states. We might be able to do, like, return state CBs. I'm not sure. We'll see what that will end up looking like. We don't have a lot of infamy right now, and I would definitely like to get our infamy ticking back up. We do have some options to do that, of course. We can do, like, annexations down over here on our vassals or things like that. That is an option. It's not necessarily an ideal situation, but we have a transportation shortage in Rostov, and we may want to do something about that. So our current railway in Rostov is not fully employed. I'm just going to subsidize that. We can also make things publicly traded, and that may not be a bad idea. An electricity shortage here, I'm just going to subsidize that. We just have no one employed there. Okay, now as far as publicly trading goes, okay, that is a lot of non-standard setups. We should probably reset production methods in Kars and Dobruja. So let's do that, and let's see what we've got going on here now. Okay, we're just going to put all of these on the same things. So patent stills, yes, I understand that. That is fine. And we're going to go to publicly traded. Yes, I understand that. That is fine. Sewing machines, elastics, which is going to be a problem. We're going to stay off of elastics for now. Mechanized looms, publicly traded. Mechanized workshops. Precision tools would be okay. Mechanized workshops do not take rubber, right? Right. Okay, so that all seems good. Furniture manufactories, yeah. Houseware plastics, absolutely. Let's think about ceramics, I think. Automatic bottle blowers. And publicly traded. That didn't go. Publicly traded. There we go. Machine steel tools are a lot of rubber, so we're going to sit on steel tools for the moment. And paper mills can be publicly traded, most likely. Fertilizer plants, yeah, improve fertilizers. And publicly traded. That was our explosives. We need to be publicly traded on the fertilizer plants as well. So for synthetics plants, we're going to be publicly traded here. For steel mills, publicly traded. This will be resulting in low productivity. Okay, that's apparently not an option for steel mills. Gotcha. Let's sit on the electric arc process. And now we can make it publicly traded. There we go. So for our motor industries, we're going to be still having these be mixed. And I want to take a quick look at these. We're only producing automobiles in like one of these, right? Actually, don't think we're producing automobiles in any right now. No, we are in Tver. Okay, there we go. So that's absolutely fine. That looks correct. As far as our motor industries go here, I do want us to be on assembly lines. And publicly traded if we could, but we can't do that. So that's fine for now. Military shipyards should be mixed, that is correct. Publicly traded electrics industries, arms industries, artillery foundries, munitions plants. For our urban center, we're going to be on covered markets, electric streetlights, and public motor carriages. Arts Academy will be on photographic art. And then in our rural areas, wheat farms can be on fertilizers and citric orchards. Let's see here. Publicly traded is not available for most of these yet, so that's fine. Coal mines should be on condensing engine pump and dynamite, absolutely. And these mines can be publicly traded. Livestock ranches on electric fences. We know that this will cause some problems here and there, but we'll fix them as they crop up. Okay, opium plantations on automatic irrigation, and that's the case for all of our plantations here. Logging camps onto electric sawmills, rail transportation for tea, chainsaws for logging camps, publicly trade them as well. Publicly trading our fishing wharves and our whaling stations and our oil rigs. Okay, that should be reasonably fine for now. That's going to create some problems, most likely, and we'll address those as they come up. So, the Third Russian Army is now at 83% organization. We should be expecting it to start fairly soon. I'm not sure if it needs to be at 100% organization to launch these. But mechanized farming has just been unlocked, so we can hop back in here, and we can get tractors going. So that's going to be fine. Yep, I'm aware that this is going to cause issues. For livestock ranches, mechanized slaughterhouses, as well as intensive wool gathering. Beautiful. Yeah, that should be okay. So we've mechanized our agriculture. Fantastic. Plus 3 minimum wealth. Pop wealth cannot drop below this level through normal means. That's pretty good, actually. It's only for 5 years, but yeah, we'll take that. So that boosts up our standard of living a fair amount, I think, at least on the bottom end, which would be good. We're 94% organization here. We will be launching our invasions of the Brunei Uprising very, very soon. Communist Finland is going to be giving up shortly as well. So that seems absolutely okay for the time being. There's questionable practices, huh? Their judgment cannot be trusted. Okay. Our co-belligerent is in default. That's not shocking. And we are pressing on in here now. So now that we're actually attacking, it's over. Fantastic. So this is done at this point, and we could demobilize the Third Russian Army. I strongly suspect that it'll be faster to just wait for the Brunei Uprising to give up. And I'm going to have these guys chill in the Manchuria HQ. There we go. That seems absolutely fine for now. Cool. So this is all taken over. The Brunei Uprising is fully under our control now. No issues there. I want to check in on what we've got going on here. There's an electricity shortage. And this just needs employees, to be honest. And that should also be publicly traded. Why was that not on publicly traded? Power plants. Ah, right. We should be on coal-fired plants and publicly traded. There we go. We never actually went into development here. Steel passenger carriages. Let's go. Okay, so at this point, our electricity shortage exists. We have expensive automobiles right now. We probably want to do something about that. So let's work on our motor industries in Tver. Low infrastructure in Tver. Okay, that is absolutely noted. Checking in here, this is 100% employed. So any of these that are 100% employed, I'm interested in expanding. In Perm, we're at 22, but we only have 5% employees. This needs to be subsidized. And in Perm, we probably need to subsidize as well. So we'll let that get going. We're probably overbuilt in Perm. In Tver, we absolutely need to expand by 2. And I'm going to do by 2 more. So something along the lines of that. And then I want to expand out our motor industries in Tver. So this is going to end up being, because this is creating the automobiles, right? So I want to bring this up to, I don't know, maybe around 75. So let's bring this up to plus 10, somewhere around there. We'll move these railways up to top priority. And yeah, we've got minus construction efficiency basically everywhere, but we are working on that. So that sounds absolutely fine. We're going to, of course, crush this secession. They have 32 reasons to not accept this right now, and that is going to be continuing to go down very rapidly. Now they have 18 reasons to not accept it. So 2 more weeks sounds good at that rate, assuming that that rate is going to continue. Yeah, okay, it's actually good right now. So we'll propose this peace deal, and there we go. Fantastic. So this is back under our control. What is the status of the railway here? Okay, this railway is absolutely going to need to be expanded by at least 1. And we'll get that incorporated. Sounds good. So with that under control... Oh, our construction sectors are not all on steel frame buildings either. Let's change that over. Cool. I don't know what happened to all of our... Our ports are not on... Okay. This must be because of the rebellions, is all I can figure. That these things are not standardized. That has to be it. So what we want to do in that case is we just want to reset production methods in North Borneo. And probably here as well. Okay, we'll just get all of that set up. Beautiful. So production methods have been aligned everywhere except Tver. And the only reason that it's not aligned here is because we're creating cars here. That is the reason. So that'll be absolutely okay. I want to check in on our rubber plantations here. Okay, we're hiring in. Sounds good. So, I'm interested in either attacking China or, like, reducing autonomy or something like that. Annex subject. They will not accept this. I don't really want to fight a war, but I'm interested in potentially getting infamy, right? We can reduce autonomy here, and they'll accept this. That'll bump us up by 6 infamy, so that looks good. Let's see. None of these are currently available, I don't think. Yeah, so this is as good as it's going to get there. Over in Belarus, we are as good as we're going to get. Yep, this is all fine. Nothing to be done in there. Cool. Well, at least we get 6 infamy out of it. So the Sikh Empire accepts the demands. That sounds good. 6 infamy will buy us some time, but we do want to attack China fairly soon. So the question is, if we were to attack here. Okay, we do have these return states. So this would be 1.4, 1.6, and 1.6 infamy. And that's all we need for ruler of the East. Right? We need to control all of Kyrgyzia, which will be... yeah. So we need Tomsk, we need Ili, and we need Kyrgyzia. So that'll be absolutely fine. And that would not be very much infamy. This is potentially going to be a rather large war, but China's a lot weaker than we are. So I think that's not actually a problem. The question is, who are they friends with? Burma and Dutch East Indies. If we were to do this, who is likely to join in? That is a question that we must ask. Basically no one, actually. Let's do it. So I'm going to mobilize this army. We're going to send it up to this front. And we're going to need to mobilize a second army as well. I'm going to send that over to this front. And for now, we're just going to mobilize the 2 armies. We may need more. We'll see. I do want to come in here, and I want to add some war goals. War reparations. So just Chinese war reparations. We'll add Tibetan war reps if we need to. All I'm interested in is these return states. We don't really want to take anything else from them. So just that, and then we'll also add in Tibetan war reparations. And are we interested in anything else? If we were to conquer any states here, well, maybe we'd be interested in conquering, like, northern Manchuria and southern Manchuria. What would that end up costing? 22.5 for each? What are we at for infamy right now? 10.6. We'll see what we're at as we approach the end of this escalation. Okay, Great Britain sided with Netherlands. That's not Great Britain hopping into our war, but they can't yet. No one is leaning towards their side. Great Britain is the only one who would. But I don't think anyone is actually going to get involved in this, to be clear. I really don't think that'll be the case. We'll mobilize additional forces if we need to. For the moment, my current assessment is that we may not need to. I'm going to put this guy in. We probably want leadership here. That would probably help. So we'll promote this guy up, and we'll be able to get our organization building up there. What do we have here? This guy needs another promotion. Okay. There we go. So the Dutch East Indies sided with China. That's actually interesting for us. We might be interested in taking territory from the Dutch East Indies instead of China. So if we were to do that, what would we want to take? Well, we want to take places with rubber, right? We have 61 maneuvers right now. We can add a war reparation for Dutch East Indies, which I'll do. And we would also potentially be interested in some conquer states down over here. So maybe their holdings on Borneo. So we could consider this on Borneo as well. So here and here. Do they have rubber there? I mean, there is rubber. Not here, but we would potentially be interested in that. So what would that end up costing us? That is a question that we need to ask. So if we wanted this, we would need to conquer state. This would be Dutch East Indies, Luzon, 4.1. Yes. And I would also add in Dutch East Indies, East Borneo. Probably nothing more than that. We're still reputable. That seems good. I'm going to send our National Guard, or I'm going to mobilize it, and we could plan a naval invasion of one of these states. We're not at war right now, but I'm just going to mobilize the National Guard. How strong is the Dutch East Indies? They're quite weak. Okay, noted. Korea sided with China. Okay, that's not super shocking. Are we interested in doing anything with Korea? We don't have the option to make protectorate, which would be what I'd be interested in doing. Oh wait, Korea didn't actually side here. Never mind. Never mind. That seems fine then. Cool. Korea, or actually Britain sided with China. Britain, why you got it? Oh wait, Britain abandoned them. Never mind. I was going to say, Britain, why you got to do this? They don't. They don't got to do this. Beautiful. So diplomatic maneuvers are still escalating here. China is only supported by Dutch East Indies and Tibet right now. So we are currently at 20.6 infamy. This seems reasonably good. We're going to let this continue to escalate. It looks like Britain is not actually interested in this. Now I'm going to mobilize this army, and we're going to send it to reinforce up here. We clearly need a little bit more on this front. I'm also going to promote this guy. There we go. So we clearly need more on this front, right? And this war is going to be reasonably expensive. We knew that would likely be the case. So we're not going to go after any of Manchuria here. We are going after... We already put in East Borneo, and we put in Luzon, correct? Correct. Okay. So before we can plan a naval invasion out over here, you can see how there's no fronts over here. We're going to very, very soon be planning a naval invasion of these areas. So that seems okay. Are we interested in any additional war goals? I mean, maybe. Actually, maybe. Belungan here. There's actually a lot of war goals here on Borneo that we are probably interested in transferring. So we're going to wait until the escalation here is nearly maxed out. We only have 34 diplomatic maneuvers here, and we're at 20 infamy right now. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that, but Britain already abandoned China. So we could probably get a few things here anyway. We're interested in consolidating power on Borneo, for sure. But let's just let this continue to escalate. And the only thing they're demanding from us is war reparations. So even if we were to hypothetically lose this, which I don't really see happening, it should be fine. Cool. So this is continuing to build up. 77, 78, 79. Okay, so if we're going to get any additional war goals, it needs to be right now. So let's see about transfer subject. So we've got Lanfang here. I like it. We're going to toss that in. What else are we interested in? Transfer subject of Belungan. That is these guys right here, correct? Yes. We're interested in that. So we'll take that. We'll also be interested in potentially... Let's see. Transfer subject. All we can do is Sakarta from here, so this is it. This is all we've got. That sounds good. We do need to send our National Guard down over this way. So we're going to do exactly that. And we're going to have to do some fighting over here, right? I'm also going to mobilize this 10th Army, which exists here and probably shouldn't. We're going to send it on over. We're going to put in a commander. This guy will do. And that seems reasonably fine. So as far as these fronts go, we're going to struggle a bit in this northern front. And that's probably okay. We'll see how this ends up going. We should have a decent tech differential. We're also going to have NCO training finishing up reasonably soon here. So that is fine. And we're just going to push through over here as best we can. The question is, when is this war going to break out? But we're in the countdown to war now, so nobody's going to join. It is not possible for anyone else to join at this point. So that looks great. We are going to press in, hopefully reasonably quickly, and we're going to get a lot out of this war, to be honest. Like, a whole lot out of this war. So that looks good. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to fight China. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Kentogan, Ali Lee, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.